Hey, Professor Corey, this is Dan Triplett. This week I'm going to just step through in segments because this is such a dense project, and I don't want to wait to the end to try to like go through every little thing because I don't think I'll get all of it in. Basically, what this is right now is it's a start off of making kind of like this engine piece, and as you can see, there's all these nodes here that are combined to make this. It looks kind of like complex here for what's over here, but the the reason why is because there's like dynamic changes that you can make to this. For instance, let's come up here and show if I grab this circle here and I just take the circle and start increasing the radius, I can start growing, what this thing's actual size is. Um, let's see here. So the same thing with like, let's say I go to this little grid piece here. If I go ahead and look at this, actually let's kind of go down a few things here. So if I kind of look at it from here, if I was to stay on that but leave this part visible, any alterations I do here, let's say here, will affect everything down the line. Actually, I gotta turn this a little bit so you can see it. So let me actually just put an edit in here. Let's go like this. So here's the piece that's affecting it, and if I go ahead and say, grab all of these, and then go to edit it. There we go. So I'll stay on that, but then I'll show my visibility down here. So I can start making changes. You can see it's like, I kind of went really far there. I guess I moved it a lot. But you can start, doing stuff all the way back there that allows the model to change all the way through. So it basically cooks all this stuff through these levels. Now, the second part here that I'm going to show right now, this is really, really cool. So let's get off of that. And this will take a second because it's pretty intensive. But this guy that I'm following his work, he's showing kind of like different approaches to creating very, let's say, more complex geometry. From it's a jump away from the traditional hard surface modeling, which I've done a lot of that, but this is actually he does this thing. It's like volume modeling, so it's kind of like actually like a voxel based modeling. So what he does, let's see if I get in closer here, and let's do that so you can see this. Okay, so it's actually interesting. It's almost like it reminds me of how ZBrush does Dynamesh, and I'm gonna guess that they probably actually work similarly. But basically, what it is if we walk all the way up here, we're taking those other pieces that I was just showing you, bringing it in here, and then we're turning it into a volume. So here, this is actually now a volume. So this is made up of voxels. Okay, so then after you've got this volume here, the volume you can basically cut pieces out. So we've got this volume is actually going to slice another volume. So I've got this other thing here, object merge. Let's see here. Let's go to here. So I've got like, actually let me show this one. It'll look better. So I've got here. So like I've got these wires here. Okay. And then what the wires have on them is they have this frame on them, which is just basically tubes. And then I turn that into a volume. And so like these are all connected, and then I do a volume smooth, so smooth it out. And then I do a volume combine. Now what that's doing is taking that other piece, that shell piece that I first showed, this guy here, and it's slicing, it's using the one volume to slice the outside of the other volume. So you start to get actually like this hard surface look. And then After that, I have it combined with these other little pieces that gives us these, and that puts these volumes together. And then these volumes get subtracted out by these little tubes that I have that are placed based on verts that were on some of the other edges. And then all of that gets converted back to geo, and it's not clean topology yet, but it could be used to like rough out stuff really fast. So very interesting. It's a different approach, but like I said, I think it is kind of like Dynamesh and ZBrush, but just done in a way where you have all these hard surface tools at your you know, at your side, so you can do things that it would be very hard to do in Dynamesh. Anyway, that's part one. So I'll show some more stuff when I get to the other part. This is the second part, Professor Corey. I procedurally created these intricate pieces here that go on top. Plus there's like this cutout piece that was done through the volume method again, but this is all basically procedurally created hard surface, and this is leading towards obviously an end product of this engine. But it's pretty interesting how you can place all of these things, and you know, by just using controls on one little spline, I can go ahead and move stuff around, and they basically I can really understand why it's worthwhile to learn this kind of modeling, because it's so easy to change things once you've done them. But right now, this is the entire scene. It's pretty hot and heavy. So I'll be updating you next week on what else I finished. Thanks for watching.